Bésame, oh bésame mucho. Each time I cling to your kiss, I hear music divine. Bésame, oh bésame mucho. Hold me, my darling, and say that you'll always be mine. This joy is something new, my arms enfolding you. Never knew this thrill before. Who'd ever thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering, it's you I adore. Bésame, oh bésame mucho. Each little dream will take wing, and my life will be through. Bésame, oh bésame mucho. Love me forever and say that you'll always be mine. Bésame, oh bésame mucho. Como se fuera la noche, la última vez. Oh bésame, bésame mucho. Love me forever and say that you'll always be mine. Love me forever and make all my dreams come true. Well, love me forever and make all my dreams come true.
All right, here we go again. Must be Accordion Cool, because that's what the sign says. And I have a couple of folks here. They walked in off the street and asked me if I'd let them play, and they gave me a lot of money to do it. So over there on the far side on guitar is John Teresco. And in the middle where he belongs on drums, Larry Machete. Now, for you, those of you who have been watching a while, you probably remember they were on the show a couple times before, and of course they knew they always had a standing invitation to come. However, today it's kind of, they're here with sort of mixed feelings, because today we're doing a little tribute show. A little over a month ago, a good friend of ours passed away from the COVID virus. And his name was Joe McConey, and he had a music store in North Attleboro. Now, for you folks, watching in Hawaii or Alaska, we taped the show in Attleboro, and North Attleboro is, it's north of Attleboro. But Joe had his store there for more than 60 years. I think it was 1962. So we are doing songs as a tribute to Joe. Now, I don't know, and these guys may not know either, if Joe ever played these songs that we're going to play, but they're from the era when Joe was a working musician besides his store. So we may, have a few remembrances that we can all remember. John used to do all the repairs for Joe. In fact, all the stuff I got here, this accordion, this mixer I got from Joe, and the amp that's behind us that we use as a monitor. So
one little recollection of mine is I purchased my drums
in 1973. The same drums you're looking at now, although I've got a scaled down set, and I got them at Joe's store in 1973.
Yeah.
Because I got 3 guitars from Joe, and I don't know about how many other devices.
Oh, Joe, when you walked in the store, there were a couple little doors to go in the back room. Now, I don't know if either of you guys ever got in the back room. I never got in the back room, but you walked in, Joe, I need a gizmo for my gadget. Oh, all right, you go in the back room. He'd be there for 5 minutes or so, and he'd come out with 2 or 3 of them. Which one do you want? It's like, I can imagine what that back room must have looked like. So the tunes today, like I said, they're kind of from that era when Joe was out playing professionally, and I let the guys pick the tunes. Because I actually, like I said, I never played with Joe, so I'm not sure. So the first one was Besame Mucho. It was about 1940, written by a Mexican girl named Consuelo Vasquez. She was 15 years old when she wrote this song, and she had to admit that she had never been kissed when she wrote the song. So, and I guess it's in the Mexican Music Hall of Fame.
Right,
so, so John, tell us about the next song we're doing here.
Okay, next one is going to be "Release Me." And who did that back in it's back in the 70s?
Was it Engelding Kumperbird?
I think it was Engelbert.
Yeah.
It was one of the big hits
Tom
for
Jones?
Engelbert.
Yeah, it's kind
Might have
of a
been Tom Jones also.
Yeah,
They did a lot
kind of a country tune, but way back then they didn't designate the different stations as country or pop or whatever. They just played all the different songs on the same station.
Whatever was popular. Yeah.
So it was very popular.
Ready?
Okay, John, take us.
Oh, please release me, let me go. For I don't love you anymore. To live a lie would be a sin. So release me and let me love again. Yes, I have found a new love, dear, and I will always want her near. Her lips are warm while yours are cold. Release me, my darling, and let me go. Take it. Yes, please release me. Just let me go. For I don't love you anymore. To live a lie would be a sin. Release me and let me love again. Just release me and let me love again.
Yeah, please release me. You know, it's funny. Joe would a lot of times tell a story, and sometimes he didn't quite let the facts get in the way of telling the whole story. And for those of you who are frequent watchers to this show, you've heard me mention the great Art Van Dam, who was the originator of this whole jazz accordion thing. So Joe knew that I had at the time knew Art Van Dam. So I was in the store one day, and there's a fellow there. I guess he was another accordion player, and Joe was talking to him, and I walked in, and by the time Joe got through telling him about my relationship with Art Van Dam, I went to visit Art, spent time with him, had dinner with him at his house, stayed at his house, and even, for 2 weeks we sat and sang Kumbaya, none of which was the truth. But never, Joe never let that bother with the telling of his story. So, but Joe was quite a character.
Now, Joe had several bands of his own.
Yes, that's what. Yeah.
He did a lot of gigs too.
Oh yeah, he played accordion, and then he went to piano and organ.
Used to leave all his equipment in the van.
Yeah.
I know. We used to get home after work, and we shut the store down, and we take a run down to the restaurant. It's no longer there, just by the Patriot Stadium. When we used to have dinner down there, and he was an interesting guy. Really miss him.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same driving down Route 1 in North Attleboro and not seeing Marconi music, but I guess these things have... Well, our next tune, Mr. Sinatra, remember him? Frank?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Frank, yeah. Yeah, he grabbed this tune around 1963. It was originally written as a waltz, believe it or not.
No kidding.
But old Frank, he's not going to play any of those waltzes, so...
Some woman had it changed, suggested that he changed the...
Yeah, they changed the title and everything, so it was originally called In Other Words. So Frank took a little flight and he flew to the moon. So John, take us in, or we're gonna go right on it, right?
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship, all I adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship, all I adore. In other words, please be true. Yes, in other words, I love you.
Just the way we rehearsed it. Fly me to the moon, in other words.
No.
All right. Just a few months ago, I stopped at the store to see Joe, and it was a Thursday evening, and Joe used to close. Used to be open till 8 o'clock during the week. So I got there. It was about a little after 5 o'clock, and all the lights are off. He was still there.
He wasn't sleeping, was he?
Just about. So I said, Joe, what's going on? He says, on Saturdays I close at 5. I said, yeah, Joe, but today's Thursday, So Joe was, like I said, he was a character, certainly was, and the people in North Attleboro and surrounding areas are certainly going to miss him because, especially accordion players like me, he's the only guy around that has accordion or accordion stuff.
Looks like we have to go to Guitar Center.
Yeah.
It's the ways.
All right. Well, our next tune was actually made popular film named Dean Martin, I believe. Good old Dino.
Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. Something in your kiss just told me my sometime is now. Everybody finds somebody someplace. There's no telling where love may appear. Something in my heart keeps saying my someplace is here. If I had it in my power, I'd arrange for every girl to have your charms. And every minute, every hour, every boy would have what I have in my arms. Everybody loves somebody sometime. And although my dreams are of you, something in my heart keeps saying my somewhere is you. If I had it in my power, I'd arrange for every girl to have your charms. Spend every minute, every hour the way I'd spend my time with you. Yeah, everybody loves somebody sometime. And into my dreams are all of you. Something in your kiss just told me my sometime is you.
Everybody loves somebody. So we go right to Moonlight in Vermont. That sounds like a...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This song is sort of like the unofficial state song of Vermont, but it wasn't written by fellows from Vermont.
No.
It was written by some guy from Ohio, and some of the words, they talk about sycamore trees. Well, they don't have sycamore trees in Vermont, but the guy...
It wasn't Johnny Smith that wrote it, was it?
No. But in Ohio, where this guy lived that wrote the song, they had sycamore trees. So we thought, oh, it rhymes, we'll stick it in. So, a little moonlight in Vermont.
Pennies in a stream, falling leaves of sycamore, moonlight in Vermont, gentle finger waves, ski trails down a mountainside, snowlight in Vermont, telegraph cables, how they sing down the highway as they travel each bend in the road. And when people meet in this romantic setting, they're so hypnotized by the lovely evening summer's breeze, sweet warblings of the meadowlark, moonlight in Vermont. Yes, pennies in a stream, falling leaves of sycamore, moonlight in Vermont, gentle finger waves, ski trails down a mountainside, snowlight in Vermont, telegraph cables, how they sing down the highway as they travel each bend in the road. And when people meet in this romantic setting, they're so hypnotized by the lovely evening summer breeze, sweet warblings of a meadowlark, moonlight in Vermont. You and I have moonlight in Vermont.
Pretty tune. I don't know if you guys know this about this tune, but for you folks out there who don't know a lot about how music is put together, most tunes are 32 measures and four groups of 8. Anybody ever notice that this only has 6 measures per session? Mm-hmm. 6 measures, 8 in the bridge, and 6 again.
All right.
And I've said this to many musicians, and they've played it all these years and never even realized that. Yeah. I guess they wrote it and said, "Well, okay, sounds good. Let's leave it."
Learn something every day, right?
All right. Well, we're getting down to our last tunes of the day, and so I certainly want to thank you all for watching, listening, tuning in. Of course, John Teresco on guitar and Larry Machete on drums. Tribute to the late
together quickly
to the late Joe McConey. So John, I think this tune is something you're going to do, so yeah, you got it.